Hello YouTube, it's your boy Deformed Pig back at it with my final Alestorm video. Just like I always end my series of talking about bands, today I'm bringing you my ranking of all of the Alestorm albums, which is pretty much just going to be talking them in chronological order with one exception, which I'll get to. If you've seen my reviews, it's no surprise really where they're gonna rank. Same with Sabotage Trivium. At least I gave 4 albums 10 out of 10. You don't know where they're gonna place, but I think it's pretty obvious where each one's gonna place here. So let's just get right into it. Starting off with album number 6, the worst Alestorm album, Captain Morgan's Revenge. I said before in my flaws that or on my review that though its flaws are it's boring. Bose's vocals are too low here and not loud enough, and they didn't have their sound developed. It's also an album that hasn't aged very well, and that's another issue. So why would you listen to this? You definitely, I recommend listening to songs from this, like Death Before the Mast, Over the Seas, Set Sail and Conquer, songs like this. By the way, I did a Death Before the Mast cover on my Instagram music account. If you want to check that out, it's Zach Martin music, no capitals, no spaces. I just did a bass cover of Death Before the Mast. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and check that out. But it's just, why would you listen to this when you can listen to every other Alestorm album, and all of them are better than this in my opinion. Although its pros are, as I said, it does have a fair amount of good songs, but it's a few good songs with a bunch of really just boring songs, and it's not something I would recommend listening to unless you're gonna I keep doing that. Unless you're going to listen to their whole discography like I did. Otherwise, I would recommend checking out some songs from it, such as Over the Seas, the self-titled Captain Morgan's Revenge, Death Before the Mast, Set Sail and Conquer. Yeah, those are really the only 4 I could recommend that you listen to, but other than that, unless you just want to do it because you're curious, I wouldn't recommend this album really, and no opinion change on any album, so I'm not going to bother doing that because I haven't had a single opinion change. This is going to be a pretty short ranking because unlike the other ones where there's 9 albums, there's only 6 here, so that cuts it by a lot. And now we're on to album number 5, Black Sails at Midnight, which is similar to Captain Morgan's Revenge, but with a few better things. For one, Bose's vocals are improved, and it has some of their best songs like Keelhold and the title track of Black Sails at Midnight. It's a good improvement. It's a good evolution on it, but not enough. It's still really boring, and it's too long for its own good. I'm pretty sure it's longer than Captain Morgan's Revenge, and if it's not, then it feels a lot longer, because this album really feels like it's a really long album, and that's, I guess, kind of a pacing issue if you want to call it that. It's just, it doesn't work the best really here. It's once again, why would you listen to this when you could listen to all the other 4 albums on it that I think are done a lot better? That's the issue with the first 2 Alestorm albums. They're good enough albums, but why would you listen to them when you could listen to literally Sunset on the Golden Age, Back Through Time, No Grave But the Sea, Curse of the Crystal Coconut? You could listen to all of those instead of that. If you want to listen to it out of curiosity or to support Alestorm, then you should do that. But if you're just going to listen to it, just for fun, I wouldn't recommend those first 2, and I'd recommend just starting off with Back Through Time. And speaking of Back Through Time, number 4, Back Through Time. Flaws, it's still a boring album. It sucks because they almost had it here. They almost had their breakthrough here. They had it with the next album, but they almost had it here. They almost just finally had their first album. I say yes, but it really did pave the way for modern day Alestorm. But it was more of a stepping stone for Sunset on the Golden Age, No Grave But the Sea, and Curse of the Crystal Coconut. Even though obviously, well, I think all those 3 are better than it, it still laid a good groundwork foundation for it. And it's still a good album, but it's a really good album. I gave it an 8.8 out of 10. I'm freeballing here. I don't script these, so I'm trying to freeball in here. But it does have some really good songs, and I think the best album closer before Curse of the Crystal Coconut came along and had Wooden Leg Part 2 and Henry Martin as the best album closers in music history. But Death Throes of the Terror Squid is a really good song, and I feel like that really almost is enough to make up for all the flaws here. But it does have some really good other songs like Shipwrecked, Sunken Norwegian, obviously the aforementioned Death Throes of the Terror Squid, the opening track. Those are the only I can remember off the top of my head, but I know there was more. I remember I didn't like Barrett's Privateers or Scraping the Barrel, I think that's what it was called. Those kind of are enough to really bring it down, but I mean, it's still a good album, but just pales in comparison to the next 3. Starting off with album number 3, No Grave But the Sea. I remember liking this album a lot more before I revisited it, and that's because I didn't listen to it in chronological order. So I listened to Sunset of the Golden Age after, so at the time I was in my mind, yeah, this is really good, because I didn't know that they could really do better, and they hadn't done much better. But the issue is here, it's always going to live in the shadow of its predecessor and successor, both of which are way better than this album. It's a good album. I think it still has some of their best songs, like No Grave But the Sea, Mexico, Alestorm, To the End of the World, Fucked with an Anchor. Even Pig Like Potion is pretty good. Reach of the Penhook and Treasure Island, they're good. But an issue is that's all they are. They're good. They don't do anything unique or special like Sunset on the Golden Age or Curse of the Crystal Coconut did. They were too scared to experiment here, and I feel like they really played it safe here. And that's my biggest issue with it. Not the humor or the comedy. My issue is just that they played it way too safe. I feel like they could have done more, and they did more on Curse of the Crystal Coconut. I'm pointing to it because I have it off screen. But it's just, once again, why did you listen to it when you could listen to Sunset of the Golden Age or Curse of the Crystal Coconut, which in my opinion are much better, well-made albums. I was trying to make English there, but I couldn't. It's just, it's a good album, definitely. Its flaws really are just literally Man the Pumps. That's that. Man the Pumps, and the fact that it's not even a fault of its own. It's just, it's always going to live in the shadow of Sunset of the Golden Age and Curse of the Crystal Coconut, which are much better albums. And I still think it's a fine enough, it's a good album. But it's just, it was too scared to experiment, and I really wish it had just experimented more. So to track number, not track, I'm in album review mode. Album number 2, Sunset in the Golden Age, which I have no copy of. But obviously in my review, I gave it a 10 out of 10, and yeah, it's really good. Its only flaw is Quest for Ships, but that doesn't bring it down nearly enough. When you have amazing tracks like the opening Walk the Plank, you have Drink, you have Hangover, you have Wooden Leg, you have Mead from Hell, you have Surf Squid Warfare. You have so many good songs here, and they did unique things here. They were willing to maybe do things a little different here, not as much as Curse of the Crystal Coconut really, but they were able and willing to do a lot more here, and this was their real breakthrough album. This is the first moment, if you listen to it in sorry, I keep messing with my hair. If you listen to Alestorm albums in chronological order, where it just really gets to that moment where it's like, yes, this is where they finally figured it out. And it sucks going from there to No Grave But the Sea, because it is a regression, but it's just, looking at this album is just so good. At some of their biggest hits, like the aforementioned Drink, Walk the Plank, Magnetic North, and Hangover. It has so many good songs here, and that's what it is. It's just good songs that make really good songs that make a really good album. I described it as a modern day pirate metal masterpiece, and I would still describe it as that. It is a really, really good album, and the only thing that puts it number 2 is the fact that it's got Quest for Ships. And of course, album number 1, the best Alestorm album, Curse of the Crystal Coconut, which I now have on vinyl, by the way. Also, something about this vinyl came with a poster, which I have off screen, but it's like normally how a lot of vinyls have like the lyric sheet and the credits, which it keeps in the which you can store their record in. This actually has it and has it as a poster. I'll try and like change my camera over there, but like that poster right there, that Alestorm one below the Sabaton one, that poster flag. But yeah, that's it has all the lyrics for it. It's really good. I love albums that come with posters like that. But this album, oh my god, I'm still in shock from how good it is. Every song on here is amazing. Treasure Chest Party Quest, Fanny Boss, Chomp Chomp, Tortuga, Zombies Ate My Pirate Ship, Call of the Waves, Pirate Sworn, Shipboat No Fans, Pirate Metal Drinking Crew, Wooden Leg Part 2, The Woodening, and Henry Murden. Everything here works. They were willing to do things and experiment here, like on Tortuga when they made the kind of hip-hop feel that it had. They were willing to piss people off with Treasure Chest Party Quest and the aforementioned Tortuga. They were just willing to just do whatever they wanted here. They literally wrote a song here about how they ran out of material years ago and they don't give a fuck anymore, and I respect that and I love that. This album is amazing. It flaws, nothing. Pros, literally everything here works. I had a smile on my face the entire time because it's just such a good album. I'm so happy. This is the Alestorm I want to be on every single album from here and there. Alestorm still has a lot of years left on them. They're a relatively new band, forming in really around 2006, I think. That's when they officially formed. They still got a lot of years left in them, and I want to see this kind of quality in every single Alestorm album and every metal album. Seriously, metal is kind of in a shitty state right now, but Alestorm, they're just vibing and releasing amazing music, and that is why Curse of the Crystal Coconut is the best Alestorm best Alestorm album. Gotta enunciate better, but it's just everything here just works. Amazing songs. There's no boring moment. For once, there's not a single boring moment or song on, that song's not as good. Every song here is fucking amazing, and I love it. So that's my ranking for the Alestorm album. So I know what you're thinking. Hey, Mr. Deformed Pig, what is the state of your channel going to be like now? Well, I'm glad that you asked, non-existent person who didn't make it this far, because I actually have an answer. I know when I will upload again, and it will be another series similar to this, but with my favorite band of all time, which I'm so happy to talk about, Falconer. This is their first time.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Jesus Christ. my Apple Watch just, why did Siri turn on there? Jesus. Okay, that scared the shit out of me. But the first Falconer album, I'm so excited to talk about Falconer because, shut the fuck up, Apple Watch. Because they are coming out with a new album from a dying ember. Their first album in 6 years. They're coming out with June 26th. So much like Sabaton, Trivium, and now Alestorm, I'm going to be going through and giving you my review all their studio albums in chronological order. So I will start uploading again then. I can't remember the exact date that I'll start, but I'll know and I will get that series done. I actually had a lot more fun making this series than Trivium. It was just, as I said in my last video, Trivium, I didn't enjoy talking about it as much as I did. It felt like I was something I was forcing myself to do, and it didn't do that well. Sabaton reviews did really well, and they really, like, you know, maybe you want to keep uploading, but then every video I uploaded after that got like 5 views, so I deleted all of that. And then I was surprised this series did fairly well. I know a lot of people may look at it and be like, oh, only like 10, 15 views, that's not good. But for me, that's good. I'm just doing this for fun, and I'm happy that people are enjoying it. My Curse of the Crystal Coconut review right now is doing really good, and these ranking videos normally do really well. So I hope that this video will do well too. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see all you people in a few weeks when I start talking about Falconer.